What is going on, YouTube? Sticky back at it. We are here today to talk about the MVPs of the Death Scourge. Now, these are characters that go above and beyond, that really help carry you to victory, and are absolutely MVPs on the teams and the sections that they're used in. Now, first off, I'm not saying you need to go crazy with these characters. Do what you're going to do on Death Scourge. It's going to keep coming around, right? You don't have to go crazy on anything. If you want to set yourself a score and just finish off the character next time the Scourge comes around, that's awesome. This is simply the characters that I have found to be most effective in their sections, along with some honorable mentions. Obviously, a balanced team is super important, but maybe you got some extra gear sitting around. Maybe you got some gold, some training mats, and you can stand to put a couple levels into these super key characters. Maybe you got some gold promos burning a hole in your pocket, and you want to put, the 6 red star on one of these characters. Might not be the worst idea in the world. So we're going to go ahead and get into the list. Let's take a look at who the most important characters are in this Death Scourge. Alright, so first up is the minion section, and probably not really surprising anyone at this point, the MVP is going to be kind of a shared award here, and it's going to go to the Ravager minions. The trio of the Ravager minions, in my opinion, are the most effective in this section. And they kind of work in concert, so they're getting a joint recognition here. The 3 Ravager minions, in my opinion, you could put whoever you want in 4th and 5th slot here, and the Ravager minions are going to carry them to victory. They're just that good. Minion section is not particularly tough. These guys are so good in it, you really don't need that much investment. Even at difficulty 8, 409 Scourges, I got my guys at G14 level 75 with two strong characters to round out the team here. I was able to auto both the nodes, didn't even look at my screen while I was doing it. I was doing something else. I think I was making dinner, and I was letting Ravagers take care of node 1 and 2. So they're just excellent, far and away, in my opinion, the MVPs of the minion section. I also want to do a quick honorable mention to Merc Lieutenant. Merc Lieutenant is excellent on any team within the minion section. He brings a whole lot to the table. Speed up and offense up to the entire team is absolutely going to help you out. The energy you get from the basic is fantastic. Merc Lieutenant is easily, after the Ravager trio, easily the best minion in that section. Him and Merc Riot Guard work wonderfully together, but specifically Merc Lieutenant, what he brings to the table with the speed up, the offense up, and the energy generation, he is an easy honorable mention for MVP in the minion section. So I just want to make sure that he got the recognition that he deserved as well. Again, same as Ravagers, you don't need much investment in them. My guy's 100k power, G14, level 75. You don't need that much into him. Minion section, not too hard at all. But yeah, Merc Lieutenant definitely helps out any team that he's on in this section. All right, next up we have the Heroes section. And in my opinion, the MVPs of the Heroes section are the Eternals. Icarus and Cersei, they're one and the same, right? They work together. The two of them together makes it work. Now, I will give a very important caveat here. The Heroes section is not difficult. And the purpose of the Heroes section, especially at harder difficulty levels, is all about preparing your cooldowns for the more difficult nodes, difficult sections later on, and building up charges on key characters like Storm and Cyclops. You want to make sure that your Red Hulk is ready to go in Legendary. You want to make sure you got charges on Storm, charges on Cyclops. They can do a lot of work in non-Legendary Mutant section. So while I do believe that these two are MVPs of this section, they can borderline solo those nodes and heroes. They're just that good. Incredible duo here. It's less about what the Eternals are going to do for you, because you actually kind of want to stall out the nodes a little bit. It's about building charges, and I'll actually tell you, the Eternals did so well for me that I actually had an easier time in certain sections, specifically non-Legendary Mutant, once I put on some health buffs, because Eternals were so good and heroic in the hero nodes that they literally were wiping out entire waves, not giving my Storm and Cyclops enough time to get charges. That being said, we add some health modifiers on there. Icarus isn't just one-shotting entire waves. It actually makes it a little bit easier. In any event, hero section, not hard, but if you're just looking to get through it, Eternals, no surprise, incredible. You guys probably already have investment in them. They're amazing. They absolutely blow away this section. Again, sometimes a little bit too well, considering that your goal there is to build cooldowns and to build charges. But absolutely, MVPs of the hero section, in my opinion. I also wanted to give a quick honorable mention to Spider-Weaver in the heroic section. Now, I didn't use her personally, but speaking with a lot of people that they did use her successfully. She makes a whole lot of sense, right? She's a Apocalypse character you're gonna need anyway. You're gonna want her built. She's a strike team member. You need her anyway. You probably got a big one. Yeah, and apparently she's excellent. No surprise there. She's very good in that section. Again, our goal is to build charges, to build cooldowns. Heroic section isn't hard, and Spider-Weaver's kit lends herself to kind of stalling out the waves, right? They're going to be missing anytime she has charges, which she's going to gain using her abilities. It's going to buy you time to build up those cooldowns, build up those charges, set you up for success in future nodes. Spider-Weaver is an excellent choice for the heroic section and an easy honorable mention in this section as well. So I wanted to make sure I gave a shout out to her. All right, next up is non-legendary mutants, and I have to tell you, this was an easy pick for me. It's Gambit. Gambit is a monster, an absolute monster. I just recently, thankfully he's in the Crucible store now, just recently able to get him up to a 6 yellow. I already had the 6 red, just waiting for him to get to 6. Now he's 6/6, and man, he's an absolute unit. Gambit does so much work in the non-legendary mutant section. He's absolutely amazing. It's really all it comes down to is his pings. His out of turn damage is absolutely absurd. He does so much. Anytime you're going up against a summoner, those summoners take their turns. Gambit's punishing them every time the summons do something. He's absolutely a monster. As far as I'm concerned, you really can't have too much investment into Gambit if you're really trying to push the higher level Scourges, the higher difficulties. He's absolutely the linchpin in that section. He's incredible. You need him for Apocalypse anyway. They're amazing in Cosmic Crucible. And damn, he's just a fun character, man. Gambit is awesome. Easily the #1 most important character in the non-legendary mutant section, which is a very difficult section. Bigger your Gambit is, the easier that's going to be. Easy pick for MVP, non-legendary mutants. For non-legendary mutants, I also wanted to give an honorable mention to Emma Frost. She's an excellent character, an excellent 5th for both nodes. She does a whole lot. The 10% turn meter reduction, the buff clear with her ultimate, the debuff clear with her special, putting slows, clearing off debuffs on your team is fantastic. She does an amazing job. She really helps enable any team that she's on. And she's crucial in that second non-legendary mutant node if you're bringing in Storm and Cyclops to try to wipe out that Captain Sam before he gets the chance to use his ultimate. She's absolutely excellent for that. And at a relatively modest power level, she still does what she needs to do. Now, granted, I got lucky on a red star pool recently. Mine's 7 red stars, but she's only level 82. She's only G15. So, and again, I'm doing difficulty 8, 409 Scourges. So you don't even need a huge Emma. She does what she needs to do. She absolutely helps out, enables any other team, any team that she's on, really brings a lot to the table, and she is absolutely an easy honorable mention for runner-up for MVP of the mutant section. Next up is the legendary section, and for me, the easy pick for MVP is Red Hulk. Red Hulk is a monster in the legendary section. You come in with his cooldowns built up because you brought him into one of the heroic nodes. He's ready to go with his ultimate. The beauty of Red Hulk is getting those charges, giving himself ability energy, and being ready to go once again for the special and the ultimate. His ultimate alone will clear entire waves. It's devastating. He's an absolute monster. He does so much damage in these sections. For me, the second I had his ultimate up, which was more frequently than you think because he's getting the charges and the ability energy, that is an I win button. Doesn't matter what the wave looks like, you drop that ultimate, it's game over. Red Hulk is an easy pick for MVP of Legendary Section. He was incredible, and damn, just a whole lot of fun to use as well. I also want to give an honorable mention shout out to Morgan Le Fay. Morgan Le Fay is an easy honorable mention for MVP of the Legendary Section. She's a monster, right? No surprise. She does so much for her team. She helps enable things. Her special is fantastic, assuming you don't have trauma on you, clearing off the debuffs from the Horseman allies, resetting the turn meter on the enemies. She's incredible. Her basic attack with Striker, if someone has a vulnerable on them, you can practically one-shot a character. She's absolutely incredible. Many situations in which things started to go south on a node, and I was like, oh man, I'm going to wipe on this one. Next thing I know, MLF goes from almost dead to full health with her abilities. She's right back in it. She's ripping people apart with Striker attack. She's absolutely incredible. Doesn't quite, for me, reach the heights of what Red Hulk brought to the table in that section, but an easy second pick, and she enables the Horseman allies that you're going to bring in there. She's incredible. Easy honorable mention. No surprise. MLF, an absolute beast in the Legendary section. Alright guys, and finally we have nodes 5 and 10, Wakanda and Bionic Avengers. And in my mind, without a doubt, the MVP of nodes 5 and 10, Black Panther. Black Panther is an absolute monster. The second you're able to get rolling with hit kills on Black Panther, getting turn meter on him, you just start snowballing, and he is often the key to winning the nodes if you can get him into that rhythm, just knocking people out one at a time. Black Panther gets so far ahead of the enemy team, and the beauty of him is that the more you invest in him, the better he gets. No surprise, right? That's a pretty low IQ statement, but especially important for Black Panther, man. I recently took him to 7 red, not just for the Scourge, but just in general because I've enjoyed using him so much. He's an absolute monster. The second he starts going and starts getting kills, the snowball begins and all bets are off. Black Panther is an absolute monster. He's going to do the lion's share of the damage for you in nodes 5 and nodes 10. The bigger your Black Panther is, the easier time you're going to have in those sections, the further you're going to be able to push in the Scourges. He's an absolute beast. I love him. He's just a fun character to play, man. If you enjoy Cosmic Crucible, if you enjoy War, if you want to push hard in the Scourge, in Death Scourge, man, Black Panther is the way to go. He's an absolute monster. My favorite character to use in nodes 5 and nodes 10. He gets going. It's just a lot of fun, man. He absolutely carries the team. Just incredible. Black Panther, MVP, nodes 5 and nodes 10. And I also want to get a special honorable mention to this chick right here, Nakia. Nakia blew me away in Scourge. Blew me away. So much so that I took her from level 80 up to level 90. Actually took her to Teal, G16. I'm not saying you need to do that. For the Scourges that I was pushing, the difficulty and the score I was trying to get ended up being pretty important. But I did my first run, I had her at like 120k, G15, level, I think she was 85 or 80 when I did it, and was still doing work. And that was like a 3.2 million run that I did with her. Nakia is incredible. She's almost as good as Black Panther. And the reason I say that is when you're pushing higher Scourges, you know, every enemy that you're going up against, you got zombification on, so they all have death proof on them. Every single character has immunity on them. Nakia does so much work with enabling your team, clearing off positive effects from the enemy team, clumps of them. You know, it's a chain attack that clears positive effects with the basic. She enables your team to do things that without her, they just simply wouldn't be able to do. And even when she was at 120k power for me, she was still head and shoulders better than my 230k Killmonger, man. I tried to make Killmonger work. I couldn't even tell you how many times. And every time I immediately went back to Nakia. I was like, no, Nakia is the truth. She's the way. Don't pay attention to these ISOs, by the way. I had to get weird on my last run on Node 10. So she should be Striker. Don't pay attention to any of the ISOs. But Nakia was amazing. I absolutely loved her. pushing higher Scourges, almost as important as Black Panther with making it work, getting around annoying taunters, getting through buffs that you need to get through. She's a skill character, so I decided to take her up to G16. Not saying you need to do that. Even a lower powered Nakia can still enable your team to do what they need to do in nodes 5 and nodes 10. Just an incredible character. Easy pick. In my opinion, I had to give it to OG Black Panther, but Nakia is just like, dude, just right behind him. I mean, she enables so much. She's incredible. She's a skill character. There's not a whole lot of skill crunch going on right now. She's just amazing. Don't regret it at all. Absolutely love Nakia. Easy honorable mention. Really close to being just neck and neck tie with BP, in my opinion, at higher Scourge levels. Nakia, absolute beast in Death Scourge. Don't regret my investment whatsoever. So there you guys have it. Those are my picks for the MVP characters in the Death Scourge. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. Most of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel. I'd appreciate it if you took the time to do that. We are on our road to 1,000 subscribers. It would mean the world to me. If you're enjoying the content, please consider doing that. Let me know in the comments below, am I totally off base? Do you think there are other MVP characters that I didn't even mention here? Who's been working the best for you? Did I get something wrong? Let me know in the comments. Guys, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Hated it, hate me, give it a thumbs down. Again, don't forget to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Link to my Twitch and my Discord in the description of the video below. Guys, if I don't see you, have a wonderful holiday and good luck in the Death Scourge. See you in the next one. Stay sticky.